Pauline Piliae-Rastembali in an important role, 5'8" for the Tigers. Lauren's just waiting for the kicking tee to get us going here.
And she had to hand over some jewellery. She might have forgotten to take it off, actually, maybe.
That's what she was doing, yeah. And the purple kicking tee, nice touch. Purple very much the colour of women in league round. Again, it's an extended Super Saturday. This is the second of 5 games today on Fox League. A thriller to get us going in Canberra. Newcastle, the Premiers, 26-20 over the Raiders under blue skies on the Gold Coast. It's the Titans against the Tigers. Game 2, round 2, NRLW. And look at this from Sarah Tongatuki to get us going. The Tigers beaten last week by the Raiders in Campbelltown, 32-12. Brett Kamali's team conceding the biggest winning margin and biggest total of round 1 to the Raiders. What's the bounce back like as Nevada George comes forward? I'm sure much has been said this week about a better start for West Tigers. They were blown away in the first 15 minutes in round 1. And Kezi Apps, a good carry, plenty of metres post-contact there. Into the tackle of Jess Elliston. Nevada George with a pass that was juggled and taken. So lucky not to come up with an error in the opening set. They arrive at the final tackle. It was Pauline Piliae-Rastembali doing well. Now the bomb out towards the fullback in Ivania Politi, who fends away from Crichton, but not Rakia Horn. And the Tigers will be satisfied with that opening.
Oh, definitely be happy with that start. As you mentioned last week, they only had a 63 completion rate last week. I think in the first 20 minutes, they conceded 22 points. So I'm sure their coach will be really happy with that start. I would be advising to try and kick away from Politi, though. Her return kick meters are massive each week, and she's such a threat every time she catches that footy.
Before this carry from Shannon Martel, it was Georgia Gray on debut. Welcome to another member of the NRLW ranks. More on Georgia as this game unfolds for the time being. The Titans come back towards the other side of the field. Through Politi, the fullback, and Lauren Brown kicking on the front foot. High above Seabus Super Stadium on this glorious day. The bounce is away from West Tigers, but the penalty will bring last week's hat-trick hero back, Emily Bast.
Denies the opportunity for their fullback to catch.
Yeah, we've seen, Jamie Chapman coming through to get that catch, which she does so well in the air there. She just misjudged the leap and taken out both, so that's a fair penalty.
Yeah, disruptor, the modern terminology for that effort. It would have been interesting to see how Nick Pelgrave would have ruled that had she not withdrawn the arms, had she contested the catch in entirety. But when you pull out of the contest and make contact with the would-be catcher, it's going to be ruled disruptor, at least most of the time. Cheyenne the Glown, another of the newcomers in game number 2. Her debut season there, number 12 for West Tigers. Great to see so many Tigers sporting the purple ribbon in celebration of Women in League round, which it must be said, triumphantly, is part of every round of rugby league these days, be it in administration, in coaching, in the playing ranks. The growth of women in rugby league has been stunning and well received. Salma Noor, the Tigers hooker, putting the visiting team right on the attack here. Lutu through George. Rastembali out the back for the fullback, Vetti Welsh. A wild pass sits up, and right there, Emily Batts couldn't take it. It's with Crichton in her first season as well. Set restart. You're right. And now Rakia Horn.
So this is really where, I'd like to see Kezi Apps getting some more footy here. So it's a great opportunity, I think, to try and get to that edge. Kezi runs a great line, very hard to handle, but she also creates a really quick play the ball, so they can get some
Noor
attack.
out of dummy half, spinning her way into the in-goal. Salma Noor. What a start for West Tigers. They find the opposition 20 and then they convert the territorial gain.
Yeah, I was speaking about quick play the ball, and it's exactly what happened here. see what happened. Bo's come in. It was a great pass and offload. Lucky to get the footy back there. Emily Bassnelli had her hands on it. They got a 6 to go. And yeah, Shannon Marto just made a decision really early out of marker to go to her right. And Selma seen that, took off. And their A defenders weren't switched on there. And it's a great try to kick off the Tigers' afternoon.
Salma Noor spotted an opening and then had lots of work to do through some of the more experienced Titans. Look at Elliston and Shannon Martor right there. Salma Noor, what a triumph to burst through the Queensland origin starting front rowers.
Yeah, it was great vision from her. As I said, she noticed that Shannon had made a decision early just to go, so to identify that, and that's good signs of a really good 9 to identify that, and she's busted through Jess Elliston there that wasn't quite switched on or tight enough there at A. So as I mentioned, great start for the West Tigers. I'm sure Brett Camorley will be really happy with that.
So Pauline Piliae-Rasembali from right in front. They trailed 22-0 after 15 minutes last week. They had one completed set by the time the Raiders were 8 from 8. Brett Camorley said we need to start better, and that they have. 6-0 Tigers over the Titans. And Salma Noor, a member of the New South Wales under-19 squad. She's a Tigers junior out of the Liverpool Catholic Club Raiders. Started league as a 7-year-old. Played with the Illawarra Steelers, where she was competition player of the year in 2022. So Salma Noor on the radar for a while when it comes to women's rugby league, Kylie.
Yes, she has been. You know, we've got some really good number 9s coming through the game, as I mentioned, and being a really good 9 is having that vision, and that's what she just showed there. So it's been a great start for her and for her team. But really important now that they must complete this set and get that footy back down the other end of the field and get some field position.
Crowd building towards a sellout at Seabar Super Stadium before the Titans and the Broncos open the NRL phase of Super Saturday. Here's Christian Pio. Lara Pitt will join us later in this NRLW game, then set the scene for Super Saturday to follow. Dan Ganane, Steve Roach, Corey Parker, to be joined by AJ Brimson in the pre-game. All that ahead on Fox League. But firstly, how did the Tigers construct this set after the first points of the afternoon? It's the try scorer, dummy half. Salma Noor to Nevada George. Nevada now experienced at NRLW level. Back to McGlone, who's driven backwards by Lauren Brown in company with Shaylee Bent. The Tigers put it in the air, straight down the line, where it's taken by Politi. Big numbers for Avania Politi in terms of run meters and tackle busts. Not just this season, but dating back into the end of last year as well.
Yeah, look, but the Tigers will be really happy with that set after points. Completed the set, put in a great kick. Now that the Titans got to work out of their own end.
Gray looking for work again. Georgia Gray. Now Jamie Chapman. An eye-catching member of your New South Wales squad this year, Jamie Chapman.
Yeah, she was outstanding for all 3 games in the series for us this year, and she'll be happy she'll be back in the centres. Last week she had to shift out to that right wing after an injury, so she'll be happy to be back in that centre position where she loves it.
Brown sends it high. Vetti Welch takes it on the full and elects to go it alone.
Off the grip, Talia, right side.
Losana Lutu going to Staines.
Jess, stand up. Shannon, square, way.
Strong carry, Leanne Tafanga in the centres.
Together, Talia. Back in.
She and Jakaya Whitfield, who is now at the Cowboys, played every minute of last season. The left centre for the Tigers. A constant through the Tigers' debut season in NRLW. Sarah Tonga-Tuki, felled by Brayley Narty, finished off by Georgia Hale, the leading tackler in this competition. Now Piliae-Rasembali Again finding Politi on the full, and Navania fends away from one, comes to Horn, gets the ball away, and Chapman had McGlone sweating on her. In fact, it was Emily Bass.
Yeah, the Tigers need to be a little bit better around that. She's such a threat every time she catches that football, Ivani. So Tigers need to really sharpen up on their defence there and present a really united line.
Gray again, tall and athletic. There's the Gold Coast men. David Fafita listening to a few tunes before he strips down and warms up for the Broncos.
He'll be out there cheering his girlfriend on, Shaylee Bent.
Waiting on this left-hand edge. Was Politi code to Shaylee? No, unused on this occasion. Final play for the home team. Brown off the right boot, high and long, bringing it down in perfect position, right on top of the goal line. Very Welsh is pinned by Bent. And they need a few strong carries here off their line.
Yeah, I spoke to Kezi Apps during the week, and she mentioned that they really just wanted to go set for set with the Titans, and they felt that was a really good way to keep themselves in the game, and they're really doing that this week.
Staines doing some work through the middle, running into Shaylee Bent. Riley Jorgensen called into the starting team this week by Karen Murphy.
She's a little firecracker, Maddie.
I enjoyed reading Kelsey Hogan's media reports this week on Riley Jorgensen, but Brittany Brayley-Nardi has slumped to the ground here.
Yeah, she's copped an injury to the forearm, I think, during that tackle.
Which might give us opportunity to go through the lineups in a bit more detail. Firstly, here's the carry from Sarah Tongatuki. And yeah, the arm trapped in between Shannon Martel and Tongatuki, and straight away, Brittany was in pain. This angle will show it again. Yeah.
Anyone having to make a tackle on Sarah Tongatuki is going to get injured. She's such a powerful runner.
So despite being beaten last weekend, Brett Kamali stuck with the same 17. The Titans were forced into changes because Karina Brown, the winger, has a calf injury. Zara Canfield, a fractured thumb. So Georgia Gray, the debutante, jersey number 2, into the back line for Karen Murphy at the Titans. Hayley J. Ormond-Maunsell playing her first game of the season off the bench for Canfield, and the shuffle seeing Riley Jorgensen going to the starting back row. Riley Jorgensen, yeah, plenty of energy. It off the bench or in the starting pack in the bright pink headgear, as is always the way with Riley. But she lives up to it as they complete the set now after that delay. Straight to Politi again. Penalty goes to the West Tigers.
Thank you.
Contact on the kicker, Kylie.
Yes, this is a bit of ill discipline here from the Titans. I'm not quite sure who it was. We'll see it now, this replay, but oh yeah, Shannon Marte coming from the side, not using arms, shoulder charge. So yeah, I don't think Coach Karen Murphy would be happy about that.
Nick Belgrave had a good eye for it, and if she wrapped the arms there, play continues. But the attempted bump is considered a dangerous play as Nevada George now with West Tigers in good position again. Just over 10 minutes gone. Heavy outsiders in this game. Betty Welsh has no eye for that, or mind for that, as she fires the pass over the top. Staines, very close. She's a handful, the left winger. Nevada George off the right foot. Straight into Elliston and Hale. Still 2 plays left behind Tongatuki, Pilia Rasembale. Betty Welsh trying to keep the arm free. No offload. She's wrapped up by Brown. No one a dummy half. Brown falls on the ball and the Titans hang on.
Very disappointing from the Tigers there. Bo jumped up for a quick play of the ball, but there was no dummy half there ready to go.
Yeah, Brett Kamali looking down. He knows those mistakes cannot be afforded against a team that made the grand final last year and last week had 13 survivors starting round 1 this year from last season's decider. Not to mention 7 players from this year's Origin Series, 9 Jillaroos, 11 internationals. So players like this ball carrier Jess Elliston make it a stacked Gold Coast team, Kylie.
Yeah, definitely. They've got the two starting front rubbers for the Queensland side. Oh, so we see Lauren Brown put the kick in.
Charge down now, towed ahead. This will be offside, will it not, by Emily Bass? Play allowed to continue. They've ruled that Emily got back onside there.
I'm still questioning whether it was played at. It hit the head of the Tigers player.
Bit of luck going the way of the home team over the last minute and a bit. There's Georgia Hale, the captain of the Titans. She's been part of every NRLW season. This game 32, the Kiwi Fern. A great leader for Karen Murphy to call on field. Brown dummying. Here's Jamie Chapman winding up, beating 1, 2, 3. Jamie Chapman storms in for Gold Coast's first try this afternoon. That's the sort of form in Origin she hopes to repeat often at club level.
This is the Titans' pet play. We've seen it last year in the grand final, and it's a drifter play where Lauren Brown will go across the field and Jamie Chapman will come back under. So we see Lauren, I'm not quite sure if it was played at, but it was a 6 to go here. I'm pretty sure Emily Bass was offside when she picked that up, so play on. But once again, Lauren Brown drifts across the field with Shaylee Bent, and then Jamie Chapman comes back inside and Lauren Brown finds her. It's a pet play they used week in and week out, and I think teams, as much as they try to shut that down, they find it impossible because Chapo is such a threat with her running game. So we see here Lauren, she dummies. Jamie Chapman comes late back into that space, and once she's in that space, she's so hard to stop. She's such an athlete, Jamie Chapman.
Salma Noor, the Tigers try scorer, the first player beaten, and I'll tap into your coaching expertise here, Kylie. Surely the first contact on Jamie Chapman is crucial as Lauren Brown, the supreme goal kicker, adds the extras, because once she's allowed to wind up, once she's allowed to use that big athletic frame, the second, third, fourth tackle attempts become increasingly harder.
Absolutely. She loves this play. Coming back in speed, you're never going to stop Jamie Chapman. And as I said, I think the threat there is Lauren Brown. They need to get up and put more pressure on Lauren and not allow her to drift across the field like that. They put pressure on Lauren and it'll make her play earlier. But yeah, Jamie Chapman, very hard to stop coming back on that angle at speed.
What a career she is building at only 22 years of age. A couple of seasons as a Dragon, one as a Bronco, now in her second in Gold Coast colours. New South Wales representative. She's played for the Gillaroos. In fact, scored 3 tries on debut as a Gillaroo against France at the most recent World Cup. 4-time Indigenous All-Star. All of that in her early 20s. Jamie Chapman. Now Shannon Martor. So Gold Coast respond to the early try from West Tigers. During the week, Brett Camorley spoke about the period after the opposition scores, about the ability to be resilient, to stay calm, to get back in the grind. Is that message ringing in the ears of the Tigers now? Here's Shaylee Bent. Forced onto her back by Christian Pio. Hale. Brayley Narty brings Arnie Politi onto the ball. Brown again. Great purchase on the ball. Pinpoint placing for the second time in this game. He says to the Tigers, come off your own goal line.
Yeah, her kicking game is outstanding, Lauren Brown. I should know. She broke my heart in Newcastle during the Origin. But, yeah, her kicking game is outstanding. And to be able to put it exactly where she wants it, and she does it every time she puts that kick in.
Here's Tess Staines, the 22-year-old. Wagga Wagga born, Leeton Raiders junior.
Yeah, I remember Tess coming through our country championships program that we had, played for the Riverina women's side.
Look at this from Kezi Apps. You wanted her to run more. Here she is. Lasana Lutu sets her sights on the in goal. The step off the left. Once, two, back to the right. Losana Lutu. How many Titans did she beat? The Tigers are in again. Losana Lutu set up by her edge forward, Kezi Apps, and Lutu does the rest.
Oh, what a try. I did speak about Kezi getting the footy in her hands, and the reason why is exactly this. She's just broken through. She runs hard, gets at that offside player, and then, yeah, finds her support player. And then she turned the Titans inside out, Lutu, several times. They're falling over each other. What a great try, what a great finish.
I think she beat 5.
She did. I think she beat 3 of them twice. But great run here by Kezi Apps. And this is what she does so well. She's so strong, so powerful, runs so well. Lutu backing her up. As I said, yeah, she came to, I think, Lauren Brown once there, and then came to Ivani Pilati, beat her there, came to Emily Bass, Chapo. Then she gone back and had another go at him. And she gets over the try line for a great try.
It looked good on the Harvey Norman replay. Brett Kamali liked it in the coach's box. Fox League bringing you these supreme pictures, and Losana Lutu deserving her spot in the spotlight right there. Born Suva, Fiji, a Campbelltown Collegians junior. And yeah, what a play.
Yeah, she was part of our under-19s State of Origin side back in 2021 and then 2022. I think I'm not sure how many games she played last year, Maddie, but she had an ankle injury that kept her out for the back end of the season. Yeah, so 3 games she got under her belt last year, but she is a talented player. And as I said, being part of our program last year, I've seen that firsthand.
One of a host of Tigers out of their 2022 Harvey Norman Premiership that gave birth to their NRLW inclusion last year. Piliae Rasembale delivers the extras. And the Tigers, they're in for the fight today under a man who had plenty of that during his 307-game NRL career, Brett Kamali.
Yeah. Total different team this week, the Tigers. And yeah, as I mentioned, you know, making sure they get the footy to their key players, and Kezi Apps is one of those. So, you know, they continue to get down that edge there with Kezi. I'm sure they're going to find more points.
Come on.
The Tigers won the first 2 games in their NRLW history, but since then they've lost 8 straight. So if they are given a sniff of victory today, expect them to lift big time. When they entered the competition, they put the Cleaners through Parramatta, then held Cronulla to nil. They were 2-0 in their first season. They've since lost 8 straight. And the way they've started today suggests they want to return to the winner's circle.
Get up, Talia! Shannon!
It's a fantastic game to get us going this Super Saturday. Newcastle over the top of Canberra, 26-20 because of a penalty try to Tamika Upton. A thriller in Canberra. And it's the outsiders with their noses in front early on the Gold Coast. Here's Apps again. Kezi, the co-captain with both Betty Welsh in the fullback role.
Not late!
The kick miscued by Piliae Rasembali, and it rolls into the in-goal. They need it to pull up. Emily Bass plays it cool. Back to the 20, 7 tackles up their sleeve.
Oh, that was really unlucky because she actually found some really good space there and not kicking it straight to Pilati. So really unfortunate that it took that last bounce, and now they got a 7 tackles here, the Titans.
Titans too good for St George Illawarra in Wollongong last week, 18-10.
Good, Lasana.
Here's Niall Williams-Guthrie, pulled off a couple of big shots last week.
Hold! Hold!
Danny Parisi about to enter for Gold Coast. In the meantime, Georgia Hale works through the middle. Pushed on by Lauren Brown. Riley Nardi able to shake that arm complaint. Bent takes a tackle. Brown to Hale. And that gap closes as Nevada George and Sarah Tongatuki make the stop. Brown, the grubber, it's into Rakia Horn who knocks it on, so Gold Coast will get the ball back in great position.
Yeah, unfortunately for Ricky Horn, just last little bounce, quarter off guard there, and we got a knock on. So the Gold Coast Titans have an opportunity now with a set of 6, and I'm feeling it will be a left edge shift at some stage here.
And is Ivani Politi, the fullback, involved in that? She's part of Gold Coast's membership and ticketing team that has created this sellout today. So the Legion, the group of fans building and invited to cheer the Titans right here. Chapman with one already. She flips the ball looking for Bass, and they've knocked it on.
Ooh, unlucky there. I actually thought Jamie Chapman had broken through and was over for another try. But we see Ivani gets the footy here. Chapo running strong again. Tries to offload it to find her winger, Emily Bass, but it just goes to ground. And Karen Murphy, I'm not going to repeat what she just said, but she was not happy about that.
When you're ready, Bo. Hold.
Karen Murphy, 26-year policing career, 7 years in the integrity unit. I reckon she said that a few times during her professional career outside of rugby league coaching.
Holy fire truck, she said.
As West Tigers come forward, an opportunity lost by Gold Coast.
But we must give credit to the West Tigers. They're in great defence as well.
Tara Ronke had an influence when she came on last week off the bench. Here she is again for Brett Kamali off the pine. Christian Pio. Sophie Curtin out there as well, along with Brooke Talataina. They've gone to the purple headgear and keeping the colour theme of the round going. Pilia Erasembali shaped a pass. Instead it's a kick. This time it finds the ground. And now Politi is on top of it, bringing Bass into play. Emily just looked at her hand after that bombed attacking attempt a moment ago. She's good to go afterwards. Of course, she had that injury during Origin. Williams Guthrie. This is nice and direct from Gold Coast. Plenty of go forward after contact. Danny Parisi. Now Shannon Martor, and a penalty late in the set. That was the 5th play.
Yeah, they were playing the ball quite quickly there and getting the West Tigers offside there. They hadn't made the 10, so I'm sure a message come out from Coach Karen Murphy just to complete the set and get back down through that middle, which you just mentioned they were. So it's paid off. Now they have another full set of 6 here and good ball.
Just the 3 penalties so far, 2 of them in favour of Gold Coast. Lauren Brown and Jess Elliston, part of the NRLW program this week. Both fantastic advertisements for NRLW. Here's Martor. Big shot on Parisi. Losana Lutu under the rib cage. A great one-on-one tackle. Now Brittany Brayley-Nardi, the head fake flat ball to Georgia Hale. She coughed it up, and again the Tigers come away with it.
Yeah, it was such a great hit, but Larchie needed to hold her down and control that tackle. She was able to get up and play the ball quickly, but then they couldn't capitalise on that either, the Titans, and they've come up with another error.
So they're a little off their game in this first half, Gold Coast. They have won 6 of their last 7, the only defeat being the grand final. That shot on replay from Lutu. She's looked good on the Harvey Norman replay a couple of times in this first half. Eye-catching try, good tackle. Left at G and Losana Lutu. Kurt to her kicker again. Shielding her eyes as she looks into the sun. Politi couldn't get it cleanly. And now Vani Politi tries to link with Bass. Instead it's Chapman out here on the wing. Away from one. Here she goes again. Jamie Chapman burns Bo Vanny Welsh. What a try from this New South Wales Blue, this Australian Jellaroo. But right here, a golden girl, a Gold Coast Titan.
Wow, Jamie Chapman in open space, and this is what she'll do to your team. You cannot give Jamie an inch because she will take a mile. They kicked on the fourth here, the Tigers. They're obviously looking for either a 40-30 or some field position to get out of their end, but their chase wasn't good enough. Ivani Pilati has picked it up, looked at that space, and once, as I mentioned, you only need to give Jamie Chapman an inch in and away from Bo, and you're never going to catch Jamie Chapman. She never looks like she's running fast, but she always seems to be able to burn her oppositions. Here, Varney finds the space, finds Jamie Chapman.
Big head clash there for Varney Pilati that we'll come back to for the time being on the Harvey Norman replay. Sit back and enjoy Chapo. Jamie Chapman. Speed and strength to get away from Bo Vetti Welsh, who chases in vain.
Yep, great try from Jamie Chapman. As I mentioned, that's what she loves. Some footy in open space.
And again, the attempted first tackle fails. After that, it shut the gate. Lauren Brown adds the extras to lock us up at Seabus Super Stadium. There's some concern for the Gold Coast fullback. We might have lost some teeth in that head clash. She's gone straight into the dressing room. Lara Pitt will be all over that for us as the pickle juice is called on by Jamie Chapman. She's earned the shot of pickle juice. Maybe something stronger post full time. And there's the head clash just before Pleady drops out of screen. Here, Rakia Horn, as soon as she didn't hang on, I could hear the Seabus Super Stadium alarm sounding.
But as we've mentioned before, when Jamie is in full stride, it's really hard to make a tackle on her. She's so strong when she's running at speed. So it'd be interesting who has gone back to fullback now that Pilati has gone off with that head injury.
So 8.5 minutes left. Twice the Tigers have led, twice Gold Coast have come back at them to level, and both times it's been through Jamie Chapman. Lily Kolk out there for the Titans in jersey 14.
It looks like Emily Bast has dropped back there at fullback.
Kolk will be a familiar surname to many. Grandfather John, a 10-year Parramatta Eel and World Cup Kangaroo. And Lily, a product of the Titans Academy. Here she is, waiting in the dummy half roll. Short side again. Now Brown, a step to beat Curtin. The stab kick for the sideline finds it.
Yeah, great set from the Gold Coast Titans after scoring some points. Lauren Brown just finding that kick, finding touch there. They'll get the defensive line set and try and keep the West Tigers down in their own end.
So more information from Lara sideline. It's a cut lip for Varney Pilati. She's gone to get that stitched up. So we hope to see Varney Pilati back out there for the second half. Maybe sporting a fat lip. Bo Vetti Welsh. Good to see Bo back from that knee injury, the knee reconstruction. Lutu. Takes some tackling, but Elliston eventually gets the job done. Now Reinke. Won 4 of 6 games here, the Titans, but they're under pressure from the Tigers, who send it high out towards the wing, where the Titans gather without problem and come back through Haley J. Orman Maunsell.
Well, with 2 Tigers left on the ground there, so great set from the Tigers there. Big kick, got the footage to the other end, so they'll be looking now to attack in their D here and try and get a mistake from the Gold Coast Titans.
Benched. Midway through this set, still just their own side of halfway, so the Titans, with just over 5 minutes left to play, can they find the lead before half-time? Shannon Martor Building big numbers again. That's her 7th carry. Bent back in position. Now Georgia Hale tries to get the leg drive going. Forced to ground by Nevada George. Final play will go to Brown. Again, she kicks to her preferred corner. In this half, it's been another supreme kicking display from Lauren Brown. And Betty Walsh given no room at all.
She's looking for an offload there. Her fellow players weren't ready for that, so she's done a great job diffusing those bombs off Lauren Brown as well.
Pia Horn with the first carry, backed up by Staines. And now Leanne Tafanga. And they're only meeting with Gold Coast. The Tigers went down 16-4, round 7 last year. Beaten by 12 points. Ezzy Apps with the offload here for Sophie Curtin. On for Reinke.
Last tackle, Georgia, now! Got late!
Now Pilier Rastembale. Her kick just over the head of Emily Bass into the in-goal, bouncing around. Emily will have to play at the ball. There's work to do. And she gets back into the field of play comfortably in that fill-in fullback role for Varney Pabiti.
It was a great kick from the West Tigers, but I'm not quite sure where the kick chase was. Had an opportunity to try and get the footy back there. If they had been able to chase that kick, get them down the other end and keep them in their in-goal.
Williams Guthrie. Here's Kolk.
Nicole, shoulder down! Square!
Martor found herself a dummy half and goes to Georgia Hale. A bit like Canberra forward. Mama Taufa just delivers so consistently in that 13 jumper. Drawing a penalty here, tap and go. Nick Pelgrave says play on. Lauren Brown says I will. Still going. Brown for the in goal, just short. Heads up play, nearly yields a try, and it might yet. Kolk. Through the hands they go. Tui Maono.
Wait.
Now Parisi.
Clear ball. 1 foot.
Kolk a dummy half. It's not the crash play, it's behind Martor. It's with Brown. Bent on the outside. Now one more pass. They're in through Hayley J. Orman Wansell. The Titans have the lead for the first time this afternoon.
Yep, where the referee's going to review here.
Tackle 4. You've got no try. Check touch and touch and goal, please.
But this is just another option off what we spoke about before in the drifter play, where Jamie Chapman will come back under. Just
cleared aspects of play up till this point.
It's a try. It's good.
Titans player remains in the field of play and grounds the ball. We have a decision.
Try on debut.
Adam G in the bunker, giving that the all clear. Game 1 for the season, and in she goes. Hayley J. Orman Maunsell, just the 4 career games across 4 seasons. This is her 4th year at the Titans.
So yeah, we've seen that. They got a penalty. Lauren Brown, smart player, takes the quick tap, runs downfield, beats Bo. Kezzy Apps comes at her with Tess Staines. They bring her down just before the try line. She was so close getting over the try. And as I mentioned, it's just another option of their pet play where Jamie Chapman comes back under, Lauren Brown dummies to her and then hits a winger. So it's the same setup, but rather than pick up Jamie Chapman back on that drifter play, she gives the dummy and finds a winger who goes over for the try.
Now from the sideline, Lauren Brown just to the left of the target. But Shaylee Bent playing her hand in that try, just holding the ball to make sure that the Tigers winger had bitten in on her to make sure that Orman Maunsell had every chance. Harmony Crichton had to hold her facing for a moment and then Ormond Monsell, 2024 debut. Congratulated by her edge forward and Jamie Chapman. It's been a fair journey for Hayley J, born in Invercargill, a product of the Werribee Bears in Victoria. She played BMD with Burleigh, and here she is as a Gold Coast Titan over the last few years. Her first appearance of 2024, though, this afternoon comes with a try.
Yeah, we spoke about the defence of the West Tigers on that right edge. They really need to get at Lauren Brown. If they allow her to run across field like that, that's what happens. She gets to create and take the right options, and the Titans go over for another try.
In fact, the try scorer is one of the internationals in this Gold Coast lineup, having played for the Kiwi Ferns at the last World Cup. Martor. So 80 seconds left in the first half. The Tigers have led it twice. Gold Coast fighting back to level and now take the lead. Lauren Brown playing the key role in that. He's bent back at an angle towards the middle of the ground. Titans trying to go 2-0 to start 2024 off the back of last year's grand final. Into the final minute with Gold Coast on the final play here. Kolk runs into a strong tackle from Kezzy Apps.
Just wait, Kezzy.
So the Tigers might not have enough time to get through a full set. How do they play out the last few plays of the opening half? Tafanga.
Georgia, clear the body and get square.
Now Vetty Welsh to Staines.
Lily, move! Square, Georgia.
Sophie Curtin goes to Rakia Horn.
Together, Titans! Lock in, Georgia! Wait!
Brooke Talataina, good run. Can she get the ball played before half-time sounds? She'll need to be quick. Now it's the last play. Losana Lutu puts it high out towards Emily Bass in the fullback role, in a fill-in role. Had to let it come off her legs and go over the sideline. So it's been a fight for the Titans. The Tigers scored the first try. They went ahead again, 12-6. The last two tries of the half, though, going to the home team. But the Tigers have signalled they're in this for a fight. We've got a fantastic 35 minutes installed after half-time. The Titans, the favourites, ahead by a converted try at the break. Gold Coast 16, West Tigers 12. As the Olympic gold medalist from Rio 2016. About to have 3 Olympic gold medalists from the New Zealand Sevens team come back into NRLW in coming weeks. Exciting to see them back in this code and this competition. Underway in the second half. Nick Pelgrave blows time on. You can see clear, sunny skies on the Gold Coast, warm conditions. A top temperature in the low 20s. Lara Pitt, Steve Roach, Corey Parker and AJ Brimson to set the scene post full time here before the NRL phase of Super Saturday starts with Titans Broncos at a sold-out Seabus Super Stadium. This is Danny Parisi, Gold Coast local, product of the Nerang Roosters. Tongan international, starting this second half. And Shaylee Bench, dragging the defenders with her. Kolk up for Hale. So Gold Coast get through their first set post half-time efficiently. Brown goes high. Her first half kicking outstanding. She starts with a good one as well. And Bo Vetty Welsh has Shaylee bent around the bootlaces and a couple of Titans over the top.
A great take there from Bo and a great start for the Titans, but I think their coach Brett Camorley will be really happy with his side, the West Tigers, here in their performance in the first half. We have noted their performance and start in last week's match against the Canberra Raiders, so I'm sure they'll be in those sheds and really confident that they can hopefully go on and try and get some more points on the board here.
Tess Staines with a strong carry, backed up here by Leanne Tafanga. Now Sophie Curtin. That's a good carry from Sophie off the bench for Brett Kamali in this squad with her sister Emily. And the kick here from Piliae Rasembale, hanging and taken on the full. A try scorer in the first half, Ormond Maunsell. And there at dummy half, Vani Politi. We've got our eagle-eyed reporter, Lara Pitt, sideline, who reports that the Gold Coast doctor lost count with how many stitches he needed to put in that lip.
Ouch, what a trooper.
Sounds painful, doesn't it?
It does. It doesn't look very nice either, but yeah, she is a competitor. She'd be wanting to get back out there and on that footy field.
Problem here for Williams-Guthrie, hobbling back into position. Jess Elliston with that carry. Fui Mayono finds Colk. On it goes Politi. They whip it across the ground, out for Chapman. 2 tries today, fending away, looking for a hat-trick. Jamie Chapman says goodbye to Bo Vetti Welsh again. Number 3 for number 3. Jamie Chapman, she'll run all day, proving impossible to stop. What a weapon for Karen Murphy and the Gold Coast Titans.
She is a weapon, and I tell you what, every side would love to have a Jamie Chapman in their team, but for me, this has all started from the Jess Elliston run here. You can see that she gets out really wide and gets at the half, which means that then they do a long shift, which allows Jamie some space to get around her opposing centre and Rakia Horn. And as we've spoken about before, you know, you need to get body in front of Jamie Chapman, because if she is allowed any space whatsoever, she's just going to get in and around, and there's no hope of catching her. She's so strong, so powerful. She has the hand out with the fend. When she's into open space, it's the in and around. Bo again. And she's over for her 3rd try, and I have a feeling it's not the end for Jamie Chapman this afternoon. Outstanding athlete.
A Dragon, a Bronco, and now very welcome as a Gold Coast Titan. She scored the hat-trick last year in the grand final when the Titans were beaten by Tamika Upton's brilliance late, but Jamie Chapman eye-catching on grand final day, and Lauren Brown with the conversion attempt from out wide. Don't they have some talent across the field, the Titans? From Jamie Chapman to Lauren Brown through the middle, the likes of Martor and Elliston, but sit back and enjoy a triple treat this Saturday, courtesy Jamie Chapman.
Yeah, that was her first try. This is her second one, as we spoke about. I just spoke about a minute ago. You give her a little bit of space, and she's really hard to stop at speed. The in and around on Bo on that one again, and then her 3rd try coming up. As I said, she given a little bit of space to get around her opposing centre, Rakia Horn, hand out with the fend, and a replica of her 2nd try of the in and around Bo to get her 3rd for the afternoon.
The former Kernell Stingray, last season 9 games, 9 tries. Across her NRLW career, 25 games, 19 tries. And they get lucky to keep possession there, the Titans.
It's not the start that I'm sure Brett Kamali would have wanted from the Tigers. They really need to D up here now and not start leaking too many points.
Colk comes into Curtin, held by Pio. Jamie Chapman, the 2022 Dally M Winger of the Year, a player for Brett Kamali and other coaches around the league to deal with. He's bent, driven backwards. She's signed by the Titans until the end of next season. Chapman, as they head towards her side of the field again. Far be it for me to say, but I'd be suggesting the Titans look to extend that contract beyond 2025 pronto. High, the bomb is allowed to bounce by the Tigers. It's a lucky bounce for Bo Vetti Welsh, back towards the Tigers fullback.
Yeah, I think they've got the sun in their eyes this half, the Tigers, especially Bo there at fullback, so it's probably why she allowed that to bounce. She probably lost of where that footy was up in the air, but you can't allow that to bounce, especially when Jamie Chapman's coming flying through as well.
And Tafanga. So Tavanga and Apps were the leading try scorers for the Tigers last year. Is it one of those two to land the next blow and drag the Tigers back into the game? Talataina with a strong carry through the middle. Piliae Rasembale. Another good kick. It's allowed to bounce by Politi and will roll too far. So ultimately it's not a good kick. It was a good strike on the ball, but misdirected in terms of depth. And Varney says, let's go. Let's rumble again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for the Tigers. Giving the Titans 7 tackles here now, so you would think they're going to have an opportunity to put some more points on the board here.
3 games of NRL to follow this one. Gold Coast, Brisbane, into Melbourne against St George Illawarra, into Cronulla against South Sydney. So Fox League has you covered this afternoon, this evening and tonight. As we look at Gold Coast come forward through Laker Clark out there in jumper 17. 3 NRLW games tomorrow on Fox League. Here's Politi whipping a long ball out through Ormond Mortsel. And it starts with an Allianz Stadium doubleheader tomorrow. Parramatta, Cronulla, Sydney, Brisbane. Your NRLW teams involved in that doubleheader. Action from 11 a.m. So you've got Fox League all evening and tonight. Olympics overnight. NRLW tomorrow. What a great time to be a sports fan. Elliston coming through to apply pressure on the Tigers, who take no chances. Goal line dropout for the Tigers.
It was a great little kick here from Fui. Back in behind the defensive line of the West Tigers, and great chase from their front rower in Jess Elliston. Testane's no other option but to knock it out. We'll have a goal line dropout here.
Beautiful touch, Talia Fuimaono. Only the 1 run so far in this game. Likewise from Lauren Brown. It's working for the Titans as 22-12 leaders. Shannon Martor galloping back into the Tigers. Her 12th carry, 120 run meters already. As Hale goes to Clark. Another youngster in this lineup at 22 years of age. She had a big pre-season. Chapman, can she get 4? 3 in the bank already for Jamie. Bent through Brown. Clark trying to bump away from the defence, which is too stubborn for that. Alana George hanging on grimly. Hale, Talia Fuimaono, now Politi, catch and pass, nice work also. Williams, Guthrie, and Gray only just hangs onto the ball. Fuimaono back towards the short side. Talia asking some questions with her second run of the game. She's accommodated by Kezi Apps.
There's some great defence there by Kezi Apps. Fury obviously seen some space back there on that right edge, and had a run on the last rather than putting the kick in. So they haven't had much attack down their right edge, so it's nice to see the Titans attacking down their right edge.
Kia Horn playing it, and Curtin whips the pass towards the right side of the field. Strong run from Natasha Penatani on there in jumper 16.
Those completion rates, both coaches must be so happy with those completion rates. 94%, 93%, so.
Reinke has the ball pulled free. It was Laker Clark with more than 1 in the tackle, so automatic penalty to the Tigers. Here's a chance for Brett Kamali's team. A line finder. No, they tap and go. And it's Penatani again. One of the debutantes in the Tigers lineup this season. Natasha. Kezi Apps. A good pickup. Lutu down low. It was a miss pass from Curtin. She was bailed out by Lasana Lutu. A fantastic gather. And it's put down now by Reinke. just 10 metres out. And the favour replied here by Georgia Hale.
I don't disagree she runs with it, but I think she knocks the ball on. Where do you want the scrum? Middle? Scrum in the middle.
So women in league round being celebrated throughout the game. And as I said earlier, Kylie, I'm delighted to say that really every round is women in league round these days, be it you as a coach, be it other administrators through every club, be it NRLW, all the support that goes into people who play rugby league. Seeing is believing, and if you see rugby league these days, you see women contributing week in, week out.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Maddie, there. It's not just players now playing the footy, but there's so many females involved in so many different roles throughout our game, which is so good to see. And seeing is believing, which means, you know, our younger girls watching the NRLW, that's what they want to aspire to be. But having female coaches, we've got female coaches out there that want to aspire to being a coach or administrators. So it's so great to see that we're acknowledging all the great women in our game.
Georgia Hale has been part of all 7 seasons of NRLW. In that time, we've grown from 4 clubs to 10, next year to 12 with Canterbury and the returning Warriors into the ranks. And the growth of the women's game, as spruiked by NRL CEO Andrew Abdo at the launch, just absolutely phenomenal. So the completion here is high above Seabus Super Stadium. Good take. Bo Vetti Welsh, who could have been put off by a Titans attacker, but she made the catch cleanly.
It was a great take by Bo Vetti Welsh, especially with Jamie Chapman coming flying through. And you can see in the background now, Jamie's limping back. So hopefully there's not too much wrong there with Chapo. But yeah, great take by Bo there under pressure from Jamie Chapman flying through.
Referee Pelgrave blows a penalty for a crusher tackle. Georgia Hale, the offender. So because it's foul play, you can't take the quick tap. He just reminds Pauline Pilia Erasembale. So they will kick for touch. How would you like to see the Tigers attack? What worked for them in the opening 20 minutes they need to go back to, Kylie?
Well, spoke about it pre-game in their threat in Kezi App. She runs a great line as a back rower, and against the littler body there with Formano in the 6, I think it's an opportunity for them to get Kezi running those lines, and then they can play off the back of that.
Oh, the offload, now the forced pass, it went backwards. It's cleaned up by Brooke Talataina.
I have noticed they've put Jess Ellison into that back row position now as well, so that could be...
Lutu, quick hands, Vetti Welsh. Here's an opening. Tess Staines down the sideline. She steps back in field. Fui Mayono with a try saver. Good scramble, now a lost ball. Gold Coast clap their hands, and the Tigers will rue another missed opportunity.
Really unfortunate there for Tess. If we look at this replay here, the 5'8" finds Bo running around in that block play. Bo finds her winger, comes in, and unfortunately she could have actually got a penalty for a high tackle there from Fui. So really unlucky, the West Tigers, as Brett Morley can see. It was a great opportunity though, and it goes to show that there are opportunities on that edge.
I've seen some reactions from Kylie Hilda, a bit like that in the coach's box. As Brett Kamali just showed us, it's a tough gig watching from high above when you dream of being out there and directing traffic yourself. As Laker Clark comes forward for the Gold Coast Titans. So still 20 minutes to play, but penalties like this won't help West's Tigers. Pelgrave sends Lauren Brown back to the mark. Just repeating, after full time in this game, a sold-out stadium will watch Gold Coast Brisbane. It's very much last chance saloon for both clubs. A grand final in early August for the Titans and the Broncos. So Lara Pitt, Steve Roach, Corey Parker and AJ Brimson to set the scene before Dan Ganane takes over in commentary. It's all ahead on Fox League. In Melbourne, St George, Illawarra, Cronulla and South Sydney in nightcap. Tackle here made on Danny Parisi by Talataina. Hale, straight through. Georgia Hale comes to the fullback and he's tackled by Vetti Welsh. Lauren Brown straight into the dummy half roll. She fires the ball for Politi. A stutter step over the top of Crichton and put down on the wing.
Well, that was definitely an opportunity gone begging for the Gold Coast Titans, but great defence there from the West Tigers. But once again, West Tigers have got to get up on these ball players. They're allowing them to stand there. And Politi, as you'll see, this is a great run from Georgia Hale, which she does every week. She's such a workhorse. But once again, Politi just finding a winger, and unfortunately she's dropped the ball there. But definitely another opportunity gone begging.
A rare error from the Titans, who are completing it 96%. Lauren Brown with the scrum feed here. So it wasn't an error against the Titans, it was the Tigers.
Must have been a touch.
Oh, through the air. Pelgrave spotting a knock on by West Tigers. Laker Clark. They've been able to have a dominant share of possession and territory, and here they are trying to use that. Kolk looking for an NRLW try.
Tackle 3, out 10, Lily.
The 19-year-olds. Game number 2 of NRLW for the Burley Bear.
Time on, go, 3.
This is Parisi. Another Gold Coast local, just unable to shake the defence. It took 3 Tigers to hold her up in goal.
Out 10. Time's out. Out 10, thanks, Danny.
They can't break here, the Titans. Another try for Gold Coast would make it really hard. It's the Tigers who can't break here. Clark.
Oh! Last tackle, go.
Final play. Lauren Brown. Now Politi. She's too good, that close. Barney Politi. Busted lip, but big smile nevertheless. She's a try scorer again this afternoon. This elite fullback delivers another try.
And once again, it's down that left edge, and this time it is Politi as the try scorer. But we'll watch here on this replay. So the football goes out to Lauren Brown again, and we call this, she just basically got it as poor defence. She's just got in between 2 defenders. I thought it actually was a splitter where the 2 in-tackle players split and she goes between, but it was, yeah, just a poor read in defence, and she just ran hard into that space. But in saying that, Jamie Chapman is such a threat on that edge that they'd be really wary of where Jamie Chapman is, and defenders would be holding out there, so it's an easy try.
Over her last 7 games, dating back into last season, obviously. Average 200 run metres per game, 8 tackle busts per game. Well, her numbers today on track to blow past that average, and that's spending a big stint on the sideline in the first half while that lip was stitched up from a head clash. And Karen Murphy must be excited with the players she has at her disposal, including Lauren Brown, who continues to bang them over no matter where she is above the kicking tee. That's another one today. 28-12. Brown 4 from 5. They've had 5 try scorers. Chapman with a hat-trick. Orman Maunsell and Devania Politi.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for Politi there.
Des Hasler with an eye to Paris Kylie.
Yes.
Secret on one side of the board, a public message on the other. Well done, Des. Australia endorses that message. 3 gold medalists overnight. We have 11 gold in Paris. So the kickoff now for Politi.
Still plenty of time here for the West Tigers to get themselves back into this footy match.
Here's Williams Guthrie. Strong carry. Look at the leg drive after contact. They're going through the gears, it looks like. Last year's grand finalists. Beaten by Newcastle, hell-bent on one better in 2024. Kolk takes good metres as well. This is an impressive set after the try, their 5th try. Now Talia Fuimaono just drops a chip in behind the West Tigers off the legs of Bovetti Welsh. Nothing is going right for West Tigers.
No, very unfortunate there for Bo, but what a great set from the Gold Coast Titans after scoring points. Very simple set of 6. They're back 5 carrying it forward. Fui putting in a nice little chip kick over the top there, and unfortunately it's just bounced off Bovetti Welsh's leg there and gone over the sideline.
Here come the Titans again. Laker Clark, a tower of strength since coming on, but there's the error.
I've ruled the ball's on the ground before the tackle's complete. Scrum, Tigers.
Well, they're not going to challenge it. Georgia Hale saying, nope, I agree with the referee.
Karen Murphy can keep her frustrations at bay as a 5 tries to 2 leader, 28-12. They're headed towards a 2-0 start to 2024 before they turn their attention to big brother, or big sister it probably should be referred to, the Brisbane Broncos in round 3. Next Sunday, a double change coming from Brett Kamali, Salma Noor and Cheyenne McGlone about to return. There are 10 interchanges available in NRLW games as opposed to the 8 in NRL. 35-minute halves and the 40-30 and 20-50, so a few subtle variations as you continue to follow and enjoy NRLW on Fox League. Here's Kezi Apps. Now Sarah Tongatuki. Good run in behind the ruck from Natasha Penatani. Tomorrow we get to see sister Tiana for Cronulla against Parramatta. That's the first of 2 games from Allianz Stadium on Fox League. Lutu, Bovetti Welsh, no room for Tafanga. Parramatta Cronulla, then the Roosters against the Broncos. Both games at Allianz Stadium. Lutu's kick off the fingertips of Brown, who has to hurry now and gets it back one-handed.
Is there nothing that girl can do? She just plucked it out of the air and put it back in.
Go forward by the likes of Jamie Chapman and the Titans. Incredible as the ball comes free here. The Tigers celebrate. A mistake here by the Titans, and I think Jamie's signalling to challenge that. And they will.
I think she's carrying a little injury here too. Jamie, she's got up out of that limping as well.
Live decision of knock on. Titans are ruling, claiming a strip.
But she's very adamant to challenge that it had been stripped.
So Penatani in here. Will this be adjudged a stripping motion or loose carry by Chapman?
For me, it's the hand was on the football with a motion of pulling it out. So I think Chapo's made the right call here, and they'll win this challenge.
There's the hand on ball.
The Tigers player's hands initially start on the shoulder of the Titans player, and she's just getting bumped off, trying to make a tackle. It's a loose carry by Jamie Chapman. Challenge is unsuccessful.
Okay, don't
Adam
ever put me in the bunker.
In the bunker going against you, Kylie Hilda, and I must admit, I was neutral start with you, had me siding with you. I was on board with the Hilda determination. The bunker goes the other way.
Yes. Really looked like the hand was on the footy there with that motion of pulling it out. So great here for the Tigers though. They now get a good set of 6 in some good field position. So hopefully they can convert this into some points.
Aided with nearly 60% of the ball. The Titans have a clear run meters advantage, but not for long as Bovetti Welsh goes to Staines, who finds the corner but loses the ball. Vani Politi, a try-saver on the Tigers' left wing. What effort from the Titans.
Wow, what a try-saver here from Politi.
Coming into tackle 1, we've got no try. Confirm there's no grounding.
Great work from Bovetti Welsh. In and around the centre, put her winger into space. But Politi has come across, made the
contact.
contact.
Contact is fine from the Titans player, playing on at this point.
Politi to get a hand under the ball originally, then a knee, then it comes
Tigers
through.
player then loses possession onto the leg of the Titans player. We have a decision.
Heartbreaking for Brett Kamali and the West Tigers, but great effort from Politi there.
So Brett Kamali, his instructions coming from the coach's box as we see Betty Welsh in back play, head for the sidelines. The trainer pointing to the head to signal head injury assessment. And that's what Brett Kamali was doing, illustrating the reshuffle as a result of losing his fullback here.
Yeah, and unfortunately Bo's had some really bad history with head knocks, so they'll be taking extra precaution there with her with that head knock. She was quite ill last year after a head knock, so hopefully it's not too bad for Bo and she can get back out in that field for the remaining
You
2
touched
minutes.
on,
Or maybe she won't get back out there now.
sorry Kylie, you touched on the completions. Both sides only to 3 incomplete sets across the game. And you're right, the 15-minute head injury assessment. It is 15 minutes of real time, but even allowing for the odd delay. She won't be back today, but Politi is from her head knock in the first half. Lip stitched up, a try scorer since returning. And they're not done yet, the Titans. Here's Elliston. Jess with 5 tries across her NRLW career. She'd like to add to that tally. Fui Mayono again running the ball. Kolk. Now Lauren Brown. Ball out in front. Here's Elliston. A cutout pass. A great delivery to her winger. And they're held up in goal. It's Georgia Gray on debut. That would have been a nice moment for the first time Gold Coast Titan.
Yeah, we see Lauren Brown. She's came across to the other edge here and has hit a front rower, passing onto her winger there. But great tackle from Tess Staines. Body in front, holding that football up. So great work from the Tigers winger.
Georgia Gray, the player held up. Dad Nathan Gray, a Waratah, and Wallabies World Cup winner. One too many W's in there for me.
Sure, he's a warrior as well.
He was on the footy field as a Wallaby, and her godfather, Rugby Australia's CEO, and another former Wallaby, Phil Waugh.
Wow.
So Rugby League welcomes the product of the rugby union great, Nathan Gray, with daughter Georgia on NRLW debut today, and nearly a try scorer. Still plenty of time with 10 minutes left here. Nevada George spins on Shaylee Bent, who holds on and wraps up the ball. Into the final 10 we go. Piliae Rasembale high, it's allowed to bounce. Politi has to turn and chase. The ball hurries on now, goes touch in goal. So 7 tackles, Politi aware of that. And she'll hurry back to the 20-metre line.
Once again, so unfortunate with that kick. So close to one more bounce back in field. That would have been a dropout for the Gold Coast Titans. Would end up being a great kick for the West Tigers. So unfortunate for them.
I'm expecting the Roosters-Broncos game tomorrow from Allianz Stadium. That's an NRLW game to really excite. The loser will be 0-2. The Roosters and the Broncos, 2 of the higher profile teams in NRLW. Big things expected of both clubs in 2024. Riley Jorgensen. Kolk for Martor. Out the back is Fui Mayono, dummying, taking Kezi Apps on, and the whistle
Shoulder, and then she takes the
for the
space.
obstruction against the Gold Coast Titans.
We're unlucky here. We're just going to look at that replay, but someone's come back on that inside shoulder. Here we see ball goes out to Fui. Confused. It's a Georgia Hale, that is.
Georgia Hale was the player in front of Talia Fuimayono, but the defenders were between Hale and the ball carrier.
Not making any comments on the refereeing decisions. I've proven I Great opportunity here for the West Tigers.
Stick with the coach's box, not the bunker. Tongatuki.
She has been great since she's come back onto the footy field. It's got great meters, created some really quick play the balls, but they need to take advantage off the back of them.
More than 100 run metres now for Tongatuki. Pilia Rasembali out for Crichton, who has to pull up as she runs out of room.
Jamie Chapman really struggling out there on that field. Have you seen her?
You keep driving in the tackle after held.
There's the explanation from referee
After held,
Pelgrave.
keep driving. Okay, thank you.
Information relayed by Ben Homer last week on Harmony Crichton. Brother Stephen presenting her NRLW jersey. She's certainly cut from the same mould, strong and athletic. On a wing for Brett Kamali and the Tigers. Nor to Lutu. Nevada George accelerates into the defence. 7 minutes left. They need 3 converted tries. The Tigers, Lutu, quick hands. Pilia Rasembali, and Staines has to clean up. Now back to her 5/8. Stopped by the Gold Coast Williams Guthrie. Kezi Apps. Again, Williams Guthrie makes the tackle. George. Here's Horn. Talataina's ball went to grass. Horn cleans up. Pilia Rasembali. Now Talataina, the grubber, and it sits up for Chapman, who's driven back into the in goal. You're right, Kylie. She doesn't quite seem 100% right now.
No, she doesn't. That knee's strapped, so whether she's picked up some sort of knock on the knee, but she's not herself and she's struggling a little bit. But what a great set from the West Tigers. Probably a little bit disorganised in their attack there, so they get a repeat set here. Hopefully they can sort out some attack here and put some points on the board.
That knee's copped a workout today. Jamie Chapman, 3 tries, 210 run metres, 8 tackle busts. So the tries flowing from all her tackle busts and run metres. Staines off the body and gets back onto the ball just in time. In fact, she's knocked it on. Oh, to be a coach, Noddy.
Oh, I feel your pain, poor Noddy. Great opportunity for the West Tigers to put some points on the board, and Tess has just allowed this to bounce and hit the body, and then picking it up, she's knocked it on.
So whatever happens today, there will be some positives for Brett Kamali and the Tigers before they play the Roosters next Saturday at Gosford. It's their next stop. Staring at an 0-2 start, staring at their 9th straight loss. But the way they started today, so much better than round 1. And they have some good ingredients. For the time being, it's all about defence, stopping Politi. And Chapman in at dummy half. Jorgensen. Adam Reynolds and the Broncos. It absolutely is must win for them from here. Next up against the Gold Coast Titans. They'll bring plenty of fans down the M1, a sold-out Seabus Super Stadium. Great result for Rugby League as Hale goes to Lauren Brown, given no room at all.
It's much better defence on Lauren Brown there, getting up and taking her time away.
Kolk, Talia Fuimayano just off the side of the boot slightly, and Staines gobbles it up before she is gobbled up by Gray.
Yeah. Great take from Tess there, so great opportunity for the Tigers to finish on a really good note here. As you've mentioned, they've had a much better starting game today than what they did last week. Their completions are up around 81%, whereas last week their completions weren't the best. And I'm sure Brett Kamali will be really happy about that.
Here's Rakia Horn. So Gold Coast about to join Newcastle with a 2-0 start. Last year's grand finalists. The first to go 2-0 in 2024. A final play here for the Tigers. Piliae Rasembale. She's a good kicker of the footy, nicely marked by Gray. A confident arrival to NRLW for Georgia. And next up, NRL Titans Broncos. When they met in round 12, we had 70 points scored. Look at the conditions here. Dry, bright, hard, fast. Kylie, we're going to get a high-scoring NRL game to follow.
I think with those conditions up there on the Gold Coast, I think we will. Great conditions for some fast footy.
I joked earlier that it's not only women in league round, it's defence optional round given the scores so far. 78 points on Thursday night, 50 points Para Warriors, 74 points Dolphins Roosters. Does it continue through Super Saturday's NRL phase? Here's Jamie Chapman, 3 tries of her own this afternoon. Ormond Monsell at dummy half, another of their try scorers. And Lauren Brown kicking superbly. 4 of 5 at goal. Her general play kicking good again as well. And they're not easing down to the line, are they, with tackling like that from Riley Jorgensen?
No, Riley's back on the field now. She was down there on that kick chase and the first one to make that tackle.
Here's Staines. Not far away, Lara Pitt. Steve Roach, Corey Parker sideline with AJ Brimson to set the scene for Titans Broncos. Titans having won 4 of their last 5. The Broncos having lost 7 of their last 8. What happens in the South East Queensland Derby? The Titans would love a double today in front of a sold-out crowd. Their girls about to tick the first part of that. 28-12 leaders with a minute to play as Lutu again gets the kick away for Politi. Do they move the ball here, the Titans? How much petrol is left in the tank? Ormond Monsell in the middle of the ground.
Yep, great take from Politi. She looked to shift, didn't think anyone was there, and then found her winger. They'll just look to finish this set and get the footy down the other end to finish off what's been another great win for the Gold Coast Titans.
Now Martor. Colk. Good tackle by Salmanor. Scored the first try of the afternoon. The Tigers led twice. Here's Politi. The Titans trying to have the final say in the final minute. Here's the last play. Colk goes to Brown. Brown's kick through the line. It's taken by Chapman, who flicks the ball infield. Now Rakia Horn counter-attacks. She's grabbed by Politi. For a moment I thought Chapman was headed for number 4. Instead, they drop the ball, and now it's picked up by Piliae Rasembale. But last year's beaten grand finalists on the back of a Jamie Chapman treble had beaten the Tigers to go 2-0 to win 28-12.